Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Francesca back with another music reaction video. Today I will be responding to Abe Parker's How to Love. I've never heard of him before. I've never seen this video. I would like to say a few things though before I actually respond to it, and that is that Charlie Kirk's assassination has affected me in so many ways for a man that I never met. And for some people that may seem crazy, but honestly, it's everything. It's all the layers. And I got into a debate with one of my friends that I have known for a long time. And honestly, at this point, if we're not friends after this, it wouldn't hurt my feelings because he was trying to defend Jimmy Kimmel and saying that he shouldn't have been fired for comedy. The problem I have with that is this. It wasn't funny. I don't know how you can continue to mock and dehumanize that side that has been so greatly affected by the loss of someone and call it a joke. If it's funny, it's funny. That, to me, that's not comedy. That's just more propaganda. And I had a whole conversation with him, and it's really funny because he's actually Jewish. And I was like, what happens when in society we start calling people maggots and we start calling people right-wing extremists and neo-Nazis and white supremacists? What happens is they are dehumanized. And what we all know that are, of clear mind is that there is not a white supremacist around every corner. We are not, the majority of us are definitely not neo-Nazis. We don't want anything like that. All we want is, especially I think moderate, centrists, leaning right, potentially leaning left, but I feel most of those people are coming to the right now. We just want people to be people. We want Americans to be Americans, and we want to come together, and we want to build a stronger future for each other. There's no point in being divided in these asinine categories. But that aside the point, I said to him, what happens when these things happen in history? This dehumanization of people. I said, you have Nazi Germany. I said, that's what happened to those people. He's like, not always. And I'm like, of course not always. But when you find it acceptable to mock and laugh at those who have been so inhumanely destroyed, that's inhuman. And you should check yourself. And I urge every Democrat that has any sense of decency to check your party and set them straight, because we cannot condone this. It is not okay to kill people for words. But sorry for my rant before the video. Let's jump into the video and respond to it. Again, it's called How to Love by Abe Parker. So let's dive right in. And I probably am going to cry. I'm going to try really hard not to because I honestly don't like crying. But again, this has affected me a lot. And I've heard this is a tribute to Charlie Kirk. So let's jump into How to Love.
I saw someone laughing at a man who lost his life and left behind two toddlers and a newlywed wife. I think it's time we take a deeper look inside and ask, who are we? What am I? Watch the news machine spin up again and make us all believe that he deserved what came to him. Am I the only one who's crawling in my skin? Half terrified of what's inside. So what kind of world do we want? What kind of world are we in? Good God, where did we go wrong? How'd we so quickly forget how to love, how to love? How'd we forget how to love, how to love? How'd we get so brainwashed to believe that it's okay to end a heartbeat if they disagree? Cheering in the face of wrong.
That is so powerful. I have to stop right there for a second. I'll go back. Such a powerful line. How did we get so brainwashed to believe?
So brainwashed to believe that it's okay to end a heartbeat if they disagree. Chewing in the face of broken people while they grieve. Oh, I don't know. It's not a joke, but it's funny how by silence and a voice will make it grow. And it's funny how the blackest night brings out the sunlight's glow. And it's funny how the devil's been trying the same thing since 2,000 years ago.
When will we learn? When? Let's learn. Let's be better than this.
2,000 years ago. What kind of world do we want? What kind of world are we in? Good God, where did we go wrong? How do we so quickly forget how to love? How to love? How do we forget how to love? How to love?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing is my faith.
What kind of world do we want? What kind of world are we in? Good God, where did we go wrong? How do we so quickly forget how to love? How to love? How do we forget how to love? How to love? How do we forget how to love? How to love? How to love? How to love?
How did we forget how to love? That hit hard. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I have intense emotion regarding this. I really would like to see humans get better. I know we can be. We'll never be perfect, but we can definitely be better. And let's remember how to love. But that does not mean letting them just take us all out either. Just know that. Don't let that happen. But don't stop speaking. And we've got to remember how to love, I agree. One more thing about Charlie Kirk is the multi-layered thing. And I don't know if everybody sees this, but this was a multi-layer attack, whether it was meant that way or not, because the only people that are largely threatened by these things are people that speak out against the modern philosophies, the modern ideologies that are being pushed right now. And the first layer is that a very well-spoken, intelligent, conservative man that was pushing back against these ideologies was killed for it. He was changing the minds of the youth. He was getting people to think, and that's dangerous. He was also a leader of the people in that right, because we don't have a lot of examples that are like that. There are some, I'm not denying that, but he was a very prominent voice. With that said, his family was, of course, greatly affected. His wife, his children, that's horrible. I can't think of a lot of things that are much more horrible than that. And my condolences to them forever. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Last but not least, definitely not least, we can't let them set this precedent that it's okay to laugh at these things and go through society unscathed. You cannot have this kind of inhumanity about you and be accepted into civil society. That's just not right, and you don't belong. I would not laugh if someone in your family died, and you should not be laughing at others who die. It is not funny when people have to die, even if it's for the right reason, which is never speaking, by the way. It's not funny. It's a tragedy that it even had to happen, but for your people to laugh and openly mock this, you're disgusting. Those people are disgusting. And I want no part of it. And if you can't understand why people need to not mock this, then you should really clue in, because there's a lot more to this than you're not thinking about. And I don't care if you don't care. The fact of the matter is, it's important. I saw a quote that said, "Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, we've got this." And I couldn't agree more. So with that said, I hope you all have a great day, and peace out.